Hello, good morning. I'm about to go to The Hague because I'm gonna do another micro city trip to a city that I've never really been to before. Now I do have to say that I have been to The Hague once, but I just needed to hop into a shop. So I really didn't see anything from the entire city. That's going to be my plan of today. I'm going to do a micro city trip. I'm going to explore. I'm also wearing my bikini and having all my beach essentials. My beach essentials. I have all my beach essentials also with me because there is a beach at The Hague. I have no idea how it's going to be, if it's going to be very busy or if I'm even able to lay on the beach. I'm just going to explore. I'm going to go in without any plan. I also would like to stay underneath the budget. So last time I tried to stay around 25-30 euros. Eventually spent 33 euros for the entire day. So I kind of want to try to stay underneath that today. My plan is to take a coffee, a lunch, and I also want to see if I can find some thrift stores that maybe sell some magazines. Because yesterday I went into the store, like the store that sells the books and the cards and all of that, and I asked, hey, what are you doing with your old magazines? Because I would like to have some for a project that I'm doing. And they were saying, no, all the magazines that we don't sell, we send them back to our supplier and they just pick them up. No idea what then happens with the magazines, if they are being redistributed or if they're made into confetti. That is something for me to still investigate. But she said, yeah, go for some thrift stores and maybe there are some old magazines there. I don't really care if the magazines are the newest of the newest or if they are a bit older. There's always some things that you can find in these magazines that can be cute or can be inspirational, right? So let's head to the city. I still need to get some food because I am a bit hungry and I need to get something to drink. Will I do that before I leave? Maybe. Is it voiceover time again? Yes, it is voiceover time again. I started off my beach day at the Bora Bora Beach Food Club and oh my god, people that worked there were great. Food was amazing and I had some lovely drinks and I was sitting so comfortably in my little couch. I felt like a little princess here. I ordered a little iced latte. It was really good. It was very foamy and now I'm going to show you how to swirl. This is how you swirl your iced latte. Yeah, it's a very good technique. Very well developed and I'm very proud of it. I was truly able to stay at this beach club the entire day. I was so comfortable there. Now I think back at it, I just thought I should have just stayed there because it was just really good. And I think if I would ever go back to the beach, that I would also just enjoy that beach club and all the nice food. This was really good as well. It was something with goat cheese and it was like a flatbread, but it was also kind of a wrap. It was somewhere in the middle. And I love my kombucha. I'm really not a big alcohol drinker, especially like the last couple of years. I've mostly drinking sodas and stuff when I'm out and about. And kombucha is just a really good replacement because it kind of feels like a cocktail, but it is healthy. And yeah, I really like it. This beach club also had some very nice outdoor sitting possibilities, also with some food trucks. So that was very cool. And then the time was there. I needed to go to the beach. And obviously it was nice because beach time is nice. And I was very thankful that I was able to spend the day on the beach. But oh my god, I was so not prepared for everything. And there was just a lot of sand going in my face and I needed to pee. And yeah, I'm sorry that I'm complaining because I really don't like to complain. I'm not a complainer 90% of the time, but I was struggling a bit this day. And the only reason that I was struggling this day was just because I was very bad prepared. So it was all my own fault. And after a while, I just thought, let's head back because I'm really not enjoying myself. It was time to head back to safety. So I went to the beach club next to the beach club that I just went to. I had a little smoothie. It was very expensive. I think I paid 12 euros for one smoothie and a glass of tap water. And as you can see, my magazine was a little bit smudged, but that's also part of the sunscreen game. So after a while I thought, okay, I need to head back to the city now because I need to still kill some time. So that was the next part of the plan. First thing that I saw when I left the beach, a very big Lego giraffe, and that makes me happy. And a very cool building that was also on the beach. I don't really know what it was, but it kind of looked like a palace. So I took the tram again, I took it to the center, and oh my god, I enjoyed myself so much in this tram because the houses that we saw were beautiful. We went through a very nice and green area that I didn't really expect, but there were so many beautiful houses everywhere. It was insane, so pretty. And then these huge houses, they were also next to the beach, and I thought, oh my god, to live there. Now the camera was a little bit blurry at this point, but look at that, a statue in the middle of the roundabout, very cool. All I can say is that I was really enjoying my tram ride. Yeah, that was a highlight of my day, to be fair. So now we got to the point where we headed into town walking. It was 30 degrees and I was so hungry. Thankfully, I found a Joe and the Juice, popped a little sandwich in my mouth, and then we were able to continue on with the journey. Oh my god, I was so hungry at this point, so this was very welcome. And what else is there to do than just go into a thrift store and just walk around? This was a very cool one. This was also a very clean one. It was quite expensive, but I was enjoying myself just walking around. And this was the city center for the shopping department. After that I went back to the train station, and then all the trains got cancelled, so I was stuck. Thankfully it didn't last too long. I went back to the city where I live, and my friends picked me up to go on a little boat trip, and that really made my entire day amazing. It was so nice, the weather was so nice, and oh my god, look at this duck. There was a duck and he was having his baby duck on top of him or her. It really was like a duck taxi, and that was so cute, and it made me tear up a little bit because it was just a lot. Okay, it was just a lot. And lucky girl that I am, I've got a friend with a boat, or at least his father has got a boat, and we very much enjoy sitting on it. It's a small boat, it's a tiny boat, but we really enjoyed the sunset and the company, and we had a lot of fun. We sailed until the sun went down, and we just enjoyed a beautiful city by night. Yeah, it was really, there were some spots on the water that I'd never been before, and then, oh my god, we were sitting on the boat, and then all these geese, they just turned up, and I was a bit intimidated, but my friend was just like, no, good energy. So then I thought, okay, let's just give good energy, and then we will also receive good energy from the geese. That was the strategy for this entire situation. There was also one goose, and he was looking a bit different than the rest, and he was really looking at us like he was going to attack us, but it didn't happen. Hey, it's the next day. Yes, we're at home right now, and yesterday I got home quite late, actually, later than I expected. It was already dark outside, and I just hopped into the shower, and after that I just went to bed. So let me give you a little recap of the day, because I think that even though yesterday things didn't always go... I'm not naked, by the way. I'm not naked. Even though, let me pull you up a little bit. Even though some things didn't went like planned, or as planned yesterday, it was still a good success, and I'm going to explain to you why. I say some things didn't go as planned because I didn't have a plan. So this was a lesson for me, and something that I should take with me in the future. I went out. I think I kind of had the idea to go into The Hague the evening before. That was the moment when I realized, okay, next day I'm gonna go to the beach, and I know that there's a beach at The Hague, so I'm just going to test that. I had no plan, so I went there. I never really went into the city. I got at the station, didn't realize if I ever really I don't think I ever really was at the station. I realized that yesterday. I thought I was, but I don't think I was. And then I started just problem solving because I didn't have a plan. Everything was so random and so not thought out that it got quite challenging, actually. The city was a whole lot bigger than I expected it to be, and the beach was also further away than I realized. So I ended up at the station, I got a tram, and then I went to the beach. But then when I arrived at one of the beach clubs, beach tents for some lunch, it was already past lunchtime. So the entire morning, the only thing that I did in the morning was wake up, get my stuff, and get to the city. So this entire morning was already wasted, or I didn't have that as time for the rest of the day. I was completely overwhelmed when I got to the beach because there was just so much to process. There was a new city. Just the entire route towards the beach was longer than expected. I just needed to take some time to process all the thoughts. Let's just put it like that. I had a lovely lunch at a lovely beach club. The people that were working there were all very nice. And I was sitting so comfortably in my little couch. I was watching at the beach. I was watching like these people walking by on the boulevard. I was having the time of my life. But then I thought, no, I am here because I need to go to that damn beach. I need to lay on that beach. So I grabbed all my stuff. I got to the beach. I was so badly prepared. I didn't have any food with me. I didn't have a bottle of water with me. So all of a sudden I just get to the beach. I dropped all my stuff on the sand. And I just realized that, you know, I also couldn't go to the bathroom or I couldn't go for a swim because I had all my stuff laying there. And I thought, yeah, I'm not in the mood to ask people if they want to watch my stuff because I was feeling a bit too self-conscious about that as well. All of a sudden, I see all these seagulls and they just drop down on the beach and they fly so low, like multiple times. The seagulls, they just barely touched my stomach. They were so close, or they just landed next to me. And it just, every time it just kind of scared me. So I was on edge because of that. Then I got sandblasted because it was very windy. It was a very windy day as well. It was all fine, but then I needed to pee. And then I thought, what am I doing here? I'm not relaxed at all. And this is all my own fault because I didn't prepare well enough. Or I should have just chosen to do a beach day and just really prepare myself for a beach day. Or I should have just decided to do a city trip. But 2 in 1 was not the best combi. So I decided to pack up. Also, my hands were covered in sunscreen. Then I wanted to look into my magazine. And then all the ink of the magazine got all covered on my hands. Like it covered my entire hands with ink. So that was great. And the entire magazine was smudged. And I thought, oh, no. I was fine. It was fine. I adapted myself to the situation. I went back to one of the beach clubs that was very expensive and I got a smoothie there and I just relaxed again. And then I thought, fuck, okay, the subscription that I have for the train, I can only use that between 9 and 4 and then between 6:30 and then 6 o'clock in the morning. The busiest hours of the day, I cannot use that subscription. But okay, it's now 3:30. I'm never gonna make it on time to get that train. Now I need to kill the time until 6:30 in order for me to be able to use the subscription again. But I was getting tired and I thought, okay, what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna sit at the beach until that time. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna go and find a thrift store and just walk around there. I got to the thrift store, needed to take a tram to get there. It was all fine. But then I thought, okay, I still have 1.5 hours that I need to kill. And my bag was getting very heavy. I was walking around. I thought, okay, I'm just going to walk around. Walked around. It was all fine. Just went to some stores. Then I got to the station at 6 o'clock. I still needed half an hour to kill. But I was tired. I thought I'm just going to sit here somewhere and then wait until I can check in. Then the trains didn't go. So multiple trains got cancelled. So then I needed to wait over an hour to get the train. And I actually had this plan that I would go and chill on a boat with 2 of my friends when I got back in the city that I live in. So I already texted them like, I'm not gonna make it. There's no way that I'm gonna be there on time. So I'm sorry. But I was getting into this negative spiral in my brain. I couldn't really pull myself out of it because then all of a sudden I think, why is my brain working like this? Like I have all the time in the world. Today was a day where I can do whatever I wanted to do. So why am I feeling so like anxious and stressed? There's no reason for me to feel like that. So then I started to feel like upset with myself, blaming myself for feeling like that. And because I thought there's no reason for me to feel like this, like, come on, man up and just deal with the situation. But then I don't know. I started to get into a bit of a negative spiral. And then also with the trains getting canceled, I thought, okay, how am I going to get home? Am I even going to get home? Thankfully, it was almost 7:30 and then I got the train and I was able to get home. Whilst I was in the train, thankfully, like my friends that was sitting on the boat. She said, hey, it's really no issue. We will pick you up somewhere close to the station. We're just on the boat, we're just driving around and we can just pick you up whenever you're there. And I said, no, I will just get home and I will just go home. I'm stinky and I'm tired and I'm sweaty and I just want to get home. She said, no, but it's really no issue for us. We can just pick you up. And then I thought, this is probably the best thing I can do, just to be with my friends and end the evening on a good note. And that was true. Went to the park where they picked me up. And then I was waiting for them to pick me up and I saw this duck. And there was a baby duck. I'm sorry, this story is making no sense at all. But I just need to give you the end verdict of the day. And it's all leading up to a point. I promise you that. The sun was going down. The sun was shining in my face. It was such a beautiful moment. And I saw this duck with this baby duck on his back. And the baby duck was just chilling. And I got tears in my eyes because I thought, this is what life's all about. Life's not about this negative spiral and the hate and responding on hate. It's all about love and it's all about caring and it's all about, I don't know, I just got emotional because I thought love above hate, you know? I don't know, at this point I was getting delusional and I'm very much aware of that. At this point, like the sun was going down, my friends, they arrived sitting on this boat and I just dropped myself in the boat and they took me with them and we just had a lovely evening together. I just said to them, I'm so grateful for you that you picked me up because I was feeling so low. Yeah, so sometimes you just need to push that little bit further because then at the end there's something beautiful waiting. And that was the thing. And I did a little debrief with my friends when we were on the boat and I was talking with them, and then I also thought this entire day, even though it was very chaotic, I didn't have a plan, things didn't go as planned, I got a bit overwhelmed and my brain wasn't really able to keep up the entire day. I'm happy that it did because it did teach me something. First of all, the next time that I'm going to do anything like this, I just need to plan more. I need to get out of bed a little bit earlier. I need to make sure that I got my stuff ready. I need to have, it's fine that you do a spontaneous adventure, but I just need to have some sort of plan of what I'm gonna do, where I'm gonna go first at least. I need to get some water and some food with me for emergencies, because this was also the thing. At some point I realized, it was, I think 4:30 or something when I was still in the city. I thought, oh my God, I haven't eaten for such a long time. I need to eat something. And then I wasn't able to find something. And then I got a bit stressed about that. So it was also important for me to have a sort of emergency bag of nuts or crisps or chips or whatever, something in my bag to help me if I ever get into that situation. And I just need to have a little bit more of a structured idea of what the day is going to look like, or what I can do it within a day, or just not expect too much for myself for the day. Because what I wanted to do was go to the beach, thrift shopping, do something go to a museum. I wanted to do it all in one day. It was impossible. I was never to be able to do all of that in one day. So that was also a lesson that I took out of it, and to just sometimes adapt. If I ever catch myself in a situation like this again, I just need to find a place to sit down, sit my little ass down, and then take the time to make a little plan. Find some shadow, sit down, and just readapt to the situation that we're in. Because otherwise you just keep on problem solving throughout the entire day. And that is just taking so much energy. Yeah, that was my day. Verdict about the city: I really need to go back to The Hague. I loved it. I had such a different expectation from the city. Now I look back at it, I really think I could live here. It's not that far away from where I live. It's close to the beach. So if you live in The Hague, you can just always have a beach day. I didn't expect there to be such a big, vibrant work center. There were like lots of big companies, big buildings with these companies. So I thought, okay, there's probably so many work opportunities here as well. There are so many cultural things to visit when you're there. You can shop amazing. Like there's the shopping center had so many options. There were so many amazing like restaurants and cafes, and I think that there's something for everyone there. So I thought, oh my god, new city unlocked. I was very happy that I got to experience the city, but next time when I'm gonna go there, I'm just gonna pick one goal. Or I'm gonna do something cultural, or I'm gonna shop, or I'm gonna go to the beach, but not everything at once. Because the city is just too big to do all of that. And that's also in my head. It wasn't that big of a city, but it was huge. That was a lesson learned. And yeah, so yesterday we were on the boat, and all of a sudden hundreds of geese were coming towards us. It was a bit intimidating, but my friend was like, no, this is just the energy you put out there. They feel that they're gonna respond to that. So I thought, yeah, you're right. I just need to relax and just let these geese do their thing. But it was a bit intimidating because we were laying still, and I'm not kidding, hundreds of geese were all of a sudden approaching us. So yeah. I hope you had a great day. I hope you will sleep well tonight. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed spending the day with me. And I will see you when I see you. Oh, and by the way, big news. I reached 100 subscribers. Oh my god, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel in the last couple of weeks. We have only been making videos now for a little bit over a month. And the fact that there were already more than 50 people that subscribed like extra to the channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much that you wanted to give me that little bit of recognition, because it does really, really help me. And I just love that we're all hanging out together. It's so fun. So thank you so much. And if you are new, you see this video and you think, okay, I like this girl, then please subscribe. That's so cool. I hope you all have an amazing day, and we will see each other when we see each other. Bye.